What's going on, America? I'm the right-winged angel, Oliver Mack, and in this video, we got to talk about Jamaica and how they just banned rap music and any music glorifying criminal activity, which I think is 100% the right thing to do. So let's check out this story. All right, Jamaica bans music and TV glorifying crime. All right, let's check out what they said. Jamaica's broadcasting authority has banned content that glorifies illegal activities such as drugs and gun use. What would happen in America if America outlawed the music and TV shows that glorify these things? A lot of black people would had to go back to working at McDonald's, had to go back to doing things they were doing before they became millionaires by selling rap music, music that does exactly what they're saying that they're banning in Jamaica. So it's very interesting. Let's continue reading. The new rules cover TV and radio, including music, and list specific topics that are off limits. Scamming, drug abuse, and the illegal use of firearms cannot be promoted, and swearing or near-sounding replacements are also banned. So they're banning cuss words too. What? All right. Near-sounding replicas. So if you can't say, F-U-C-K, you can't say frick either. Wow. That's crazy. All right. But the strict nature of the ban has been criticized by some artists who argue music is a reflection of life. So this is the argument that rappers always come with when they say that art imitates life. And I think that's true to a certain extent, but I think sometimes that's the way it starts, I would like to say. So it starts as art imitating life, but I think after a while it turns into life imitating art. And I think that's what happens with rap music and these other forms of media that especially black people seem to partake in, because when we talk about the things that are going on in the black community, in the black neighborhoods, when we talk about the violence, we talk about the drugs, when you talk about it in a negative way, when you say, hey, this is not the life that you want to live, when you say, hey, we want to do something different, don't do this. This is what I did, and these were the consequences of what I did. Don't do that. But we're not saying that in rap music. What we're saying is, this is what I did, and this is why I'm a multimillionaire now. Because we have rappers who will not talk about drug dealing as a bad thing. They'll talk about it as how they got street cred, how they got clout, how they made their millions. There'll be a lot of rappers who would say, I had millions before I was a rapper. And how did you do that? Well, I was out there selling drugs. So you have a lot of impressionable kids that are like, oh, he made millions before he was a rapper. Now, I know that there's a slim chance of me actually becoming a rapper and being a millionaire, but I could easily go out and find some drugs to sell. So if I could be a millionaire doing that, and not have to be, in the spotlight, not have to travel as much, then I'd rather do that. So we have these kids that'll get off into that life because that's what's being presented to them as a viable option to get out of your situation, to get out of your poverty. So that's what happens in a lot of these neighborhoods where we have rappers who are in the neighborhood and they've been doing bad things for a long, long time. And even when they become rappers, a lot of them are still engaging in this activity. We have rappers today, I don't know how many of them, they end up going to jail. We got rappers in jail right now for racketeering and plotting to murder people and involved in murdering people. We see that all the time with these rappers. So is it really art imitating life? Or is it that this activity, they're glorifying it? So that's what it seems like Jamaica is set out to end, is the glorifying of this activity, which I think it was a great thing. I mean, I've said this before. I used to be a rapper myself, and I quit because I saw how toxic the language was, how toxic the music was. So I said, I'm gonna step back from this. I'm not gonna do this anymore. I don't want to be a part of the problem. And good job on Jamaica. Let's read a little more. All forms of illegal or criminal activity are now prohibited in an effort to help keep the airways clean, it said. The station operators are required to take immediate steps to comply. Concerned that the offending content could normalize criminality among young adults and the vulnerable and impressionable youths was also cited as a reason for the changing, which is what I talked about. When you have this music out there, the children, they're listening to it and they want to be like that, especially when you have kids that don't have a father in the home. They don't have a male role model to look up to, so they're looking up to a lot of these rappers. And if the rappers are out there saying, I got money, I got cars, I got clothes, I got jewelry, I got women, why wouldn't an impressionable kid who struggles to find something to eat every day, whose mother is not home, who doesn't have a father, that hasn't seen his father probably his whole life, when they listen to this rapper talk about these things, hey, I mean, who's going to blame them? I want that too. So how'd you get that, Mr. Rapper? Well, I was out there selling drugs. Oh, okay. Well, then I'll go do that too, so I can get what you have. There's not a lot of black men out there that are talking about, hey, if you want to make something of yourself, this is what you should do. This is the legal things that you should do. You should go to school, or you should figure out what kind of business you want to start, get a business loan, or go out there and try to do something legal to sell or make a product, or just hustle. Go out there and cut people's grass. I mean, whatever you got to do to make money if you want to start your own business. And that's the message that these young people should be getting. But a lot of times the message is, no, just go be a rapper, or just go sell drugs, or just go play basketball or football or baseball. No, there's a slim chance that you're going to end up in the NFL, the NBA, or the MLB. So focus on things that can actually lead you somewhere. Now, if you want to play baseball, cool, do that on the side, but also focus on your backup plan. But we don't tell people that. A lot of these single mothers, they raise their children to be athletes. Because that's their meal ticket. For them, that's their way to get out of the hood. They want to get out of the hood through their children. A lot of times it's their little boys, because they've trained their little boys to be breadwinners. You're going to be the breadwinner of your mother's household. And it's sad, because these kids they don't even get to have a normal life, because now they feel like, I got to take care of my mom. When a person who should be taking care of his mom is the person who she made the baby with, but he's no longer around, or whatever the case may be. Sorry about that. My dog's barking. He always barks when my wife and son come home. But anyway, I'm going to try to talk through it. But that's what we're dealing with right now. And I hope that one day we can get to a solution. And it seems like the solution is to cut the crap off. If we can't live in a society where we understand that this stuff is bad, then maybe we just got to turn it off for a while. And that's what Jamaica's doing. Let's keep reading. They said, however, some of Jamaican's musical artists have criticized the move. We can't stop the creatives, the artists, from singing about what they see around them or grew up around, says Romik. I don't know how to say that. A local music manager and producer in an Instagram post. He went on to ask if Jamaica the only country that has children. Oh, I guess he said that like with Ebonics. I guess I'll read it like he would have said it. He went on to ask, is Jamaica the only country that has children? Because the same children listen to these songs elsewhere. And look what it's doing elsewhere. Look what it's doing in the United States, where rap music came from. These children are completely messed up in the head. The ones that grow up listening to this rap music, they're completely messed up. They have no idea about family structure. They have no idea about how to do the right thing. All they see is drugs, violence, and banging a bunch of women. So we see it, and the things are getting worse. It's not getting better. So no, he's wrong about that. All right, let's see what else they said. This person, Grammy Award winning music producer and singer Stephen McGregor, who goes by the stage name Die Genius, shared his frustration on Twitter. Yay, crime and violence are going to magically stop now, he wrote sarcastically, before pointing out that young people listen to music over the internet more often than through a radio. I mean, which is true. So if they're not listening to it on the radio, then they're going to find it elsewhere. But I mean, if you can do something to try to limit it, if you're in the car, a lot of people won't be listening to the music on the internet. They'll be listening to a radio. So if you kick it off the radio, then there's less likely that the child will hear it. But I know there's a lot of people who listen to the radio and they don't really care what they're listening to around their children. I do. But I mean, we got to do something to try to limit it. All right, that's all I got for that story. But I just wanted to give my 2 cents. I mean, I think it's a great thing that they're doing. We got to do something, right? If you see an issue, you see a problem, you got to try to find some kind of solution. You got to do something. And I think it can start here. We can start by limiting the amount of time that people are able to listen to this type of music. And then the music will change. So if you're an artist in Jamaica and you want to make money, then if this type of music is banned, then make music that does not glorify criminality. Make music that is more positive. So if we can start to shift that, then the children will be better off. And to try to defend this music and say, hey, you shouldn't take this off, understand what you're doing to the children by putting this music out there. Do you not have anything else to talk about, sir? Can you not find something positive to say? Is your career completely destroyed because you can't talk about this stuff? Now, like I said, I stopped doing it because I couldn't talk about this stuff. And I just didn't want to do rap anymore because I had some other things that, came up, and it was like, okay, I'm not going to do rap anymore because I don't want to talk about the stuff that I'm talking about. And then when it came time to, okay, can I change it up? I started doing other things and life got away from me. So I never went back. But if you make your and I didn't make my living off of rap, so it's different. But if you make your living off of making rap music and the government says, hey, you can't talk about this anymore, or we're not gonna promote this anymore, I should say, then you can't find something else to talk about. I mean, I could find something else to talk about. Now I know there's probably an argument of, well, free speech, but I mean, I think to a certain extent we have to, because if you have things that are violent or you can't say cuss words on the radio, we already have that. We can't say cuss words on TV. We already have that. So to say that, well, this is taking away free speech, I mean, there are certain things that you want to limit your children from hearing anyway. So you can say what you want, but it'll go on the internet. It won't go on the radio, which I understand because you can't say F word, you can't say the B word, you can't say S word on the radio anyway. So, I mean, I don't have a problem with it. I think it's a great thing, and I think it's a step in the right direction. Hopefully one day the United States will say, hey, we got to turn the tide on what's going on. We see an issue with the culture that rap music has created. So we have to do something different to try to save our children, to try to save what we have left so we don't glorify these things. Nobody wants to really talk about that issue because in America, everybody who says rap music is bad is automatically racist because they know black people invented rap music. So you can't say anything bad about rap music, even though back in the day, I remember there were a lot of politicians who protested against rap music, but politicians are now embracing rap music. We had Hillary Clinton sitting down with Megan Thee Stallion talking about WAP, the song Wet A P Word, Wet A Cat. Yeah, Hillary Clinton with her daughter talking to Megan Thee Stallion about how empowering that song is. Isn't that the craziest thing you ever heard? But anyway, that's where we are today. All right, that's all I got to say. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please hit the like button, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Fit the description section so you get links to my social media and also some cool merch. All right, I'll catch you guys on the next video. I'm out. Peace.